The year is 2023, and one of the biggest YouTubers of all time, Colleen Ballinger, has been exposed with factual evidence of inappropriate conversations with minors, sending OF content to minors and to other people without Trisha Paytas's consent. And then here we are in 2024. Now, if you would have told me that Colleen Ballinger would still be around in 2024 after all of the evidence came out last year, I would not believe you. And yet, here we are. So, before we get into it, intro. Yeah, I'm back, but also, I'm black. Hey, what is up, everybody? Yes, I returned to your phone, your computer, your TV, your tablet, your laptop. I don't know what you're watching me on right now, but welcome back. It's me, it's Malcolm, and today, ladies and gentlemen, this video is not going to be that long, but I do have some things I want to say. We're back, we're freeballing right now once again. I got the mic in my hand, we're chilling. Let's talk about Colleen Ballinger. Obviously, I have not made a video on anybody in about 3 months, except for the James Charles stuff recently. I think one of the last videos I actually did on my channel was about Colleen Ballinger, and I did make a lot of videos before that, but I definitely want to get back on talking about Colleen Ballinger and her being inappropriate with minors once again, because I feel like if we as commentary channels do not keep trying to talk about it, the story will eventually pass on and people will forget what happened. So that is why I'm here today. I'm not sure what I titled this video, but basically my premise is I want to see if Colleen Ballinger still holds that popularity that she once did hold. Let's just go from what we know. What we know is that Colleen Ballinger last year got exposed very heavily for once again taking advantage of Adam McIntyre when he was a minor, and then being so inappropriate with Colleen's fans and group chats, one being asking their favorite sexual position, things like that, right? Also, there was Becky, who was at a Miranda Sings show, and she was put in a vulnerable position by Colleen Ballinger and didn't feel protected, so she's definitely spoke about that story. We have Oliver, who Colleen Ballinger's brother Trent was inappropriate with him, and all this stuff. And I just want to keep those stories alive, especially because, once again, like I said, if we do not talk about it, I feel these stories will eventually go away. Let's talk about Colleen Ballinger's return a little bit, which, as you can see here, is still one of her most popular review videos on the Colleen Ballinger Vlogs channel. She doesn't post on her main channel, and I find that very interesting, so we're going to talk about that in a little bit. What I did notice is that as I went today to look, the ukulele video that has been heavily memed, and a video that Colleen Ballinger said herself was embarrassing. She was really angry at the time and bitter, and yet she still has the video up on her channel, as you can see, with I think it's like 17 million views at this point. So I find it really interesting that even though she's embarrassed, that video is still up. I think that's really wild to me. The reason why I bring up Colleen Ballinger's return is, as you can see right here, the views definitely start to dwindle, as I feel like the public that wanted answers feel like they weren't going to ever get their answers, so they stopped watching. Long story short, from what I've seen today, Colleen Ballinger's views on her vlog channel have not even reached 100,000 views per video lately. You can blame the algorithm or what have you about that, but I think the truth of the matter is, when it comes to Colleen Ballinger, she's not as popular as she was, and I don't think she'll ever get to that level again. I did find some clips in some of her vlogs, and these have been talked about before, so this is nothing new. But just for a refresher, Colleen Ballinger has gone in some videos and basically insinuated these stories about her last year were lies.
I learned a lot about trust and friendships and the media and I'm probably never gonna believe anything I read or hear in media for the rest of my life.
Not only that, there was one story last year, and it was about Colleen being in blackface, but it was actually in greenface. And this was like the only negative claim about Colleen, that that lawyer or whatever attorney that she hired that also covered extremely controversial people. The lawyer only proved that one claim was not correct, but to this day, Colleen Ballinger still hasn't come out with any factual evidence to disprove Adam, to disprove Cody Rants, and like their part in the harassment and stuff. Colleen Ballinger, to this day, and it's almost a year later, she still has not provided any evidence to prove that these stories were false. She definitely tries to play it up that she was like gone for her better sake, as you can see here.
The last vlog that I posted before I took that long break last year was me saying, oh, I'm about to go do this big audition. I've been talking about it for like, I think weeks or months, maybe even at that point. And I finally went and I did the audition, and that was where we left off. I actually have a vlog, I think, of the next day of after the audition. So let me know if you guys want to see that or parts of it. But do I? I think I do. Anyway, I'm a little bit sensitive about this, which is why I haven't talked about it, even though you guys have asked about it a lot, but I'll touch on it really briefly because so many people have asked about this. The audition went really well, and I was really excited about it. It was an audition for a Broadway show, and I got it, and we, you know, had dates set, and I was really excited to go do Broadway again. And then it didn't happen, and I was, Daisy's playing with my rocks. Daisy, come here. Does anyone else have a cat that like just comes when you call them? I feel like my cats have always been like, if you call them over to, they're like, no, I'll come on my own time. But she just like, oh my God, if you say like Daisy, she's just like, she's so excited to like run over to you and be with you. It's the cutest thing. Anyway, yeah, it didn't work out, and I was really sad about that. And I'm not gonna get super into it, but like, you know, obviously a lot happened last year. A lot was said last year. I lost that opportunity right after a story came out about me that was just completely made up, and it is what it is, and you know, we're moving forward.
And I think it's really interesting how I kind of noticed this, right? If you look under the Colleen Ballinger Vlogs channel, she talks about herself in third person a lot in her titles. And it would be like, oh, Colleen Ballinger's birthday surprise instead of, you know, my birthday surprise or something like that. Colleen Ballinger cuts off all her hair. Or she'll say something about like Miranda sings in her title, right? I kind of thought about it, right? And I kind of had a theory. It's probably more true than it isn't, but I just feel Colleen Ballinger is doing that intentionally. So when you look up her name on YouTube especially, instead of finding the videos of the grooming allegations and her talking inappropriately with minors and putting, you know, Becky in a vulnerable position, you're gonna get, you know, just her regular vlog videos. Again, I just thought it was really interesting because I don't recall any other content creators that title themselves in third person on their own videos. They almost always talk in first person. So I just found that really interesting, and that's kind of my theory behind all that. I also noticed that the comments under Colleen Ballinger's videos are heavily moderated. For me, right? I usually get about 1,000 views a video, depending on what the content is, right? And I would get like upwards of 30 to 50 comments at the most, right? So you mean to tell me with a 97,000 viewed video, 132,000 viewed video, you're getting only like 200 to 300 people telling you how much they missed you and missed your videos and how much they loved you and stuff? I am calling BS. Especially because if you look underneath the comments of a video from like a month ago, you'll see that the comments of said video ended a month ago. Before somebody says what's the big deal about that, like for instance, I get comments on videos that I posted like a year ago and I get them like 2 days ago because somebody is still watching that content, commenting on it, right? So I find it really weird that once that video passes the algorithm life cycle, it's just conveniently getting no new comments, right? So that's kind of more evidence to me that the comments underneath her videos are heavily monitored because one, there are not a lot of comments, except all the comments are glowing, which I think there are still some people that are leaving critiques, right? So I just find it really interesting. Let's also talk about how, once again, Colleen tries to make herself sound like she really didn't do anything wrong, and she just kind of acted like her being gone was a choice, even though if you really think about it, that's a lie in itself, because I remember the Miranda Sings concert tour like prematurely ended because of everything that was blowing up on YouTube, the news, things like that, right? So even within that, that's a lot. When it comes to the mental health and like her making sure her mental health is good and all, that's fine. Before anybody tries to say I'm discrediting her mental health, I'm not. But what I will say, once again, is how dare she really come on this internet, right? Have the audacity and the gall to pretty much like sell it like last year wasn't the consequences of her own actions. And if you really sit back, right, everything that happened last year that Colleen said that was like so bad and all this stuff, all the stories were made up, things like that, that was the consequence of what she did. To turn it around and make it seem like, 2023 was like your worst year ever, but the people that you hurt and affected have been suffering 10 times over that, I think that's disingenuous, The fact that she never even came out in a statement telling like people to stop harassing people on her behalf, like not even the bare minimum, I think that's very telling. I mean, you can agree, disagree, what have you. I just think that is very calculated, and I think that screams, as long as people do my dirty work for me for free, I'm not going to stop it. But I also noticed that, a lot of YouTubers, content creators, besides JoJo Siwa, who is also friends with Shane Dawson and James Charles, I'm just saying that's a little weird. That the only person defending you is someone that you befriended at her age when she was 12. The only person defending you is probably someone that's also, you know, been around for things that she shouldn't have been around. I don't know how to say it the right way, but I haven't seen really any adult defend Colleen Ballinger besides Manny MUA, and even that, he deleted the podcast and never addressed it, obviously. But it was like one adult defending you, and then that got deleted. So there's nobody that is like in your age range, like having your back. And if you're a fan and you don't see how that's a problem, I don't know what to tell you. And even then, the views could be like manufactured. Like, it's not a really big hidden secret that people can buy likes and buy follows to make themselves look better on social media. That's like a 20-year-old thing that I already knew about a while ago. So I'm just kind of sitting here and I'm thinking, like, what is the appeal, And I guess that's gonna be my like last touching subject, because this video wasn't gonna be that long. So this will be kind of like the last thing I touch on is like, what is it about Colleen Ballinger that people keep coming back for, Like, is it the charismatic energy? But like, I'm also sitting here thinking about all the mean girl antics she does behind the scenes. So knowing how she is behind the scenes, this whole genuine, I'm such a mom, I love my kids, look at me with some goddamn rocks, like, showing this facade that like she's such a sweet and genuine person. So you can see just by the lack of adult figures in the whole situation not really taking up for her should tell you a lot, and to never even like fully acknowledge what you did and how you did it and how it affected people, but then to then turn around and act like you're this saint for the fans. It's just like you're showing this facade and it's not real, you know? And, you know, YouTubers as a whole, a lot of personalities aren't real. I get that. But when you have been so nasty and vicious behind the scenes and then try to present yourself as like holier than thou, I can do no wrong, and then presenting last year you taking a break as you were actually like in deep shit, you know? I just don't get the appeal. Like what is it about Colleen Ballinger that people stick on to? Because everything is, for me, everything is fake. And if you're okay with somebody lying into your face about who they really are, then more power to you. But I don't know. If this is like the only like repercussions that Colleen Ballinger gets, then is that okay? Or are we just kind of like doomed to just fail at this point? I don't know. I kind of have an issue with YouTube here as well, if you really think about it. YouTube's responsibility is first and foremost to be family friendly. So yeah, like Colleen is like with her kids in the videos, she's got pet rocks. It's like typical, yes, this is what we want to see on our platform. But for YouTube to blatantly kind of ignore all the news headlines and all the factual evidence out there about what she did, I think that is beyond irresponsible of YouTube to even do. And I think it was from Peter Mon that I heard this. Maybe because she didn't come out on a video and like self-proclaimed what she did. Maybe YouTube didn't punish her because of that, or maybe YouTube got ahead of it and just told her to like chill out. I'm not sure. I don't really have much else to say. This is more so like another rant video where I just wanted to like talk and speak my mind. I am a little bit elevated right now, so that's why I kind of like talked and I didn't realize I was talking for so long. But I really don't have much else to say except I really don't want this story to just go away. So I'm gonna definitely try to do better about talking about it if like any other stuff comes up or she like says something like shady in a video. I'm definitely gonna try to be more vigilant of that stuff. I just have had no time to really sit down at my desk and really look into things until now. So yeah, I really don't have much else to say about Colleen Ballinger today. Once again, it is Malcolm. That's me. If you liked the video and you stayed this long, give me a thumbs up. Thank you very much. If you didn't, that's okay. You wouldn't hear this part of the video anyway. So I don't have much else to say except wish you had a good day. So without further ado, I wish you all well. I wish you all good health, and I will see you again next time.